Mexico's huge sunstone of Oxyocatl, together with the Cherokee calendar and Mayan calendar in the Americas, as well as Egypt's Great Pyramid and China's I-Ching, all say the world will come to an end on December 21st, 2012. Now, there are many debates about each such prediction. But why hasn't anyone traced these predictions back to their common source? It was in October 2010 when my family agreed to begin releasing wisdom from our family's ancient records in a series of presentations. Thus, we can tell you from our family's records the common source of the 2012 end time predictions in the Americas, Egypt, and China. These predictions come from the man known as Viracocha and Kokopelli in the Americas, as Horus in Egypt, and as Krishna in India. Krishna traveled the world and became known by many names in many lands 5,000 years ago. Krishna's descendants, using our family's ancient alchemical techniques, transformed the subatomic structures of rocks and enabled huge stones to become light as a feather, as described in our Shaman's Secrets presentation of wisdom. Our family's descendants of Krishna or Horus used these techniques in Egypt and included the end time date of December 21st, 2012 in the design of Egypt's Great Pyramid. Krishna became known as Viracocha in South America and Kokopelli in North America when he gave the indigenous people there the Mayan and Cherokee calendars. Kokopelli, or Krishna, explained that the Mayan calendar contained 466 solar sunspot cycles, which is 5,126 years. Krishna's or Kokopelli's calendar begins in 3114 BC and ends precisely 5,126 years later on December 21st, 2012. The ending date is precise because after humanity destroyed all of planet Earth's civilizations for a second time in the Great Flood of 3114 BC, humanity was given 466 solar cycles to spiritually mature. The Great Flood of 3114 BC is recorded in the legends of people around the world and is recorded in the Bible's Old Testament as the legend of Noah's Ark. It was in 3114 BC when one of God's representatives to our galaxy breathed out a dense ribbon or cloud of ultra-high frequency, yin-oriented gamma-ray energies in the location of space that our sun and solar system would travel through on December 21st, 2012. Modern science recently discovered this cloud of energy and the fact that it extends over a vast region of space. Our solar system is now entering the outer edges of this energy cloud that scientists call fluffy. The name sounds comforting until one realizes that there is an ultra-high frequency gamma ray band of energy in the center of fluffy that will cause our solar sun to nova on December 21st, 2012. Our sun, by going nova, will energetically cleanse our solar system and create new stars. But also, on December 21st, 2012, it will destroy planet Earth and all other planets in our solar system, as vividly described in the ancient books of certain religions. And so it is that every 1,000 years, one of our family members volunteers to leave family and friends for 14 years in order to resurrect all the techniques and wisdom of our ancestors. I am the 10th volunteer, and it was 4,000 years ago when my ancestor Fu Zai volunteered to resurrect our family's wisdom and information. It is Fu Zai who created the 64 hexagrams of China's I-Ching, and this is why there is a timeline with an end date of December 21st, 2012, included in the I-Ching. Upon resurrecting his ancestor Horus's wisdom and techniques, Fu Zai returned to his home in Egypt, where he was known as Thoth Hermes Trismegistus. Then later, when a group of Egyptians and Canaanites chose to become Hebrews, they gave Thoth the Hebrew name of Enoch, and recorded in their Old Testament how Enoch had walked with God. My spiritual journey in this lifetime has been quite intense. In 1995, I suddenly went into a gigantically high fever while out on a walk, a fever that lasted 3 days and was accompanied by a series of visions. Then, in 1997, after 2 years of unceasing prayers, mantras, and multiple level consciousness activations of my soul and Holy Spirit or light body, I received 3 more days of visions. However, there was no fever, and the visions occurred while I was working. In these visions, I was requested to drop everything in my life in order to travel and teach others my techniques for multi-level consciousness activations of one's soul and light body. However, in 1999, suddenly a new series of visions occurred and requested me to stop traveling and only teach those who came to me. Then in 2001, I went into complete seclusion and taught only by teleconferencing, so I could begin seeking the highest level of consciousness and walk with God as 9 of my ancestors, like Enoch, have done. It was in 2005 when suddenly there was an immense burst of golden light as I was repeating a mantra while getting dressed. This immense burst of light was followed by a short conversation with God. I was so surprised and overwhelmed by the sudden burst of love that I felt somewhat unworthy. And immediately God said, "Is this not what you have been praying for?" And this was followed by such an incredible energy surge of love that I passed out. Luckily, I had been dressing and was sitting on the bed at the time of the great burst of love and light. And I woke up an hour or two later with my back flat on the bed and my feet flat on the floor. Then in 2009, after 4 more years of intense work, I myself walked with God and was shown by God how to create a new universe and build that which is referred to in Hindu and Christian holy books as the City of Gold. A few months later, I invited 10 of my most senior healers and teachers of my techniques to join me and help create the City of Gold. Then a month later, 100 more were invited to help. We have now been creating and playing in the City of Gold for 2 years. The City of Gold is located on a new planet in a new universe because it has a new heaven as promised thousands of years ago. One lives in the new universe with their angelic or higher level Holy Spirit or light body. One's light body is eternal, and thus one will never know pain, suffering, or death, as prophesied in the City of Gold, where amazing adventures occur all day, every day, including cloud riding and sensory pleasures on lily pads in a 30-mile or 45-kilometer wide lake inside of an actual crystal cathedral. The new universe is also a place where one can learn to ride comets through star-filled skies. Read about people's personal experiences who ride comets through star-filled skies every week by visiting our website at www.loveexpos.org. Thank you, and bye for now.